Good evening, guys. This is Tina. How are you doing? In this video, I'm gonna introduce 5 advice types. Okay, 5 types of advice. Briefly introduce them, and then we're gonna have the demos for all of them. Okay. So there are 5 advice type. Okay, the first one is before. Okay. Advice types are applied on the advice. You have a advice, which is a method inside the aspect, and those annotations is applied on the advice, which is applied on the methods inside the aspect. And on this before, then here you can have the point cut expression, which is execution arguments within those. If you are not don't know the point cut expression, you can watch my previous video in the Spring AOP playlist. Okay. Before, how is before? Before is before the real method is called, then it will call the advice method first. Suppose, give one example. We had a demo like before in the app, this class. We will call the method, right? We will call the customer service method. So here we have the customer service, this class, and have a do something method. Okay, and here we have the log aspect and have a log message method. So when in the app class, when you get the bin of customer service, then you call do something. It not actually directly call do something. Instead, you have a proxy here created by the Spring at a runtime, and the proxy, your app actually will call the proxy. The proxy, based on the annotation advice type, it will call the log aspect first. Then after that, it will call do something. So this is before. Okay, so here have a proxy stands between the client and also the actual target. Second one is after. Still, you will have the expression, point cut expression. The same, probably you already predicate. You have app, and here we will have the customer service. Okay, and here we will have the log aspect. When we call customer service dot do something, it not directly call here. Okay, not directly call here. This one, no. Okay. Instead, at the runtime, it's gonna create a proxy for you. Okay, using dynamic JDK or using CJLib, which is extends this class, and you will call this one. And this one, since we are using after, so it will call customer service do something method first. It will call this log aspect do log message. Okay, this is after. And the third one called after returning, right? Okay, this one is only after the target method returns successfully, then it will call the advice. Okay, same thing here. You have an app, which is a client, and you have a log aspect. And inside the log aspect, we have a log method. And then here we have a customer service. Okay, and inside customer service, we have a do something method. So after returning, when you apply this after returning on this advice log, what you're gonna do is still here you have a proxy standing in the middle. And when you call do something, it actually call proxy. And the proxy will call do something first. This is the second step. And for this one, after returning, it this do something must return the values successfully. So it will return the values successfully. After returning values, it will call this one aspect. And in the log, okay, this is your advice. You actually can again return the value. There's something called joining point. Okay, probably is this class, I forgot now. Okay, join point project. Joining point inside here. This one is optional as argument for this advice. Okay, and then it will return. Okay, it will return if you want the result. You're gonna return. So you have a return successfully, and then it will call the aspect. This is after returning. And in the aspect, this advice, you can get whatever the value returned by the customer service, this join point, okay? Next one is after throwing. This is only executing when the method, the target method, actually threw some exception, okay? So same thing here, you have app, and you have a customer service, and here you have do something. Suppose in do something you threw some exception like L exception or other exception, okay, or your customer exception when you threw, and if it threw successfully, and in your aspect advice you annotated with this point cut, then it's gonna be caught, okay, log. Suppose you add annotation on this method. Still, you have a proxy standing in the middle. When you have your client call this do something, you are not actually directly call customer service. It will go through proxy. Proxy will call this do something, and only if this method threw some exception. If it doesn't throw, then this aspect will fail silently, okay? Only if here through exception, then it will call this one. Okay, and from here, you can also put an argument. I think it's called a joining point or join point. Then you can get the actual exception through here. But you cannot stop it and you cannot change it. You can just get the message or track the exception, but you cannot stop it and you cannot change it, okay? And the last one, which is a very powerful one, called around. Okay, around is a single annotation, okay, and it will have the behavior like before the method is called and after this method called, and it's very, very powerful because you can change the values passed to the real method, okay, to the target method, and you can also alter the values returned by the target method. So here you have app, and still we are going to the proxy, okay, and in the proxy, in your advice, it will call your there is something different inside your log aspect. Okay, suppose you call this one, and then you will call this do something, right? The proxy will call the log message, and in a log method. In the log method, you can change, okay? You can change the arguments passed into the customer service. Suppose here is your customer service, and here is do something, okay, and proxy will call here first, and you can change the arguments actually passed to here, okay. Suppose here you call do something, and you pass the argument 1 and 2, and here you can change it to be 4 and 5, okay. And then in the log you have to add some argument here called proceeding joining point. joining point or join point. This one is not optional. You have to put it here for around. But for like the other 4 types in the advice method, you don't need to have any arguments. It's optional, like the joining point. Okay, and then you have to using this join point called a proceed. When you call this one at this statement, it will make a call to the actual target method. This is the 3rd step, and it's gonna be return. Okay, and from here you can also get the returned value. Okay, and after you get a return value, you can also change the returned value. Okay, and it's gonna return and return. Okay, so this is the around still called a proxy, but you have to do some logic inside your log, which is advice, which you have to manually to call this target using this statement. Okay, and before this method is calling, you can do some thing, and after that is calling, you can do something. So this is around is really powerful. And for my next several videos, I'm gonna show you the demos one by one. Okay, and thank you for watching this video, and see you next time. Bye.